In this part, we're taking our Chaos motorcycle from just working to actually feeling like a real sport bike. First, I'll show you the proper leaning system based on speed, the section I missed in the previous part. Then, we'll tune the suspension to behave like a real sport bike and adjust the engine and steering response for realistic handling. So, let's get into it. Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Human here. Let's start by leaning our sport bike. Let's open up the sport bike blueprint, select the vehicle movement component. In details panel, search for arcade control. The whole leaning logic happens in this section, target rotation control. As the name says, it's a controller that continuously tries to rotate the vehicle to a target orientation. You define a desired angle and let the controller apply whatever torque is needed to get there and hold it. I'm gonna enable it and put the numbers that I've experimented with. Then I'm gonna explain to you what each one does. But you can skip the explanation part if you want. This second checkbox is going to depend the leaning on the speed. So if the bike is not moving, leaning is not going to happen. I will enable this at the end of this section. Alright, this is how our numbers are going to look. You can go ahead and copy these, and this is the result. Alright, now let's talk about what each of these do. Roll control scaling says how strongly the roll input maps to the roll target. In simpler terms, if we define the max roll angle to be 45 degrees, if the scale is set to 1, it's going to lean fully to 45 degrees. If it's 0.5, it's going to lean 22 degrees. Next is roll max angle. It's the maximum roll angle in degrees. So I'm telling it here to roll 50 degrees, which is suitable for a sport bike. We only want to rotate the vehicle around its x-axis, which is the roll. So we don't have anything to do with the pitch. Next is rotation stiffness. When you press A or D for steering, there is a gap between current roll and the target roll, which is 50 degrees. The controller needs to fill this gap with speed. This is how aggressively the controller closes the gap. The higher rotation stiffness makes it like to snap to left to right, and it will look fake. Next one is rotation damping. This slows down the rolling speed while it's getting closer to the target roll. This makes the leaning to look more realistic. Higher values makes the leaning very slow. Now, the max acceleration. This is not a very sensible attribute, at least to me, but it is required. This controls the physical realism. Without this, a large angle error combined with a high stiffness would produce a huge instantaneous torque, and the vehicle would snap rotate impossibly fast. If you don't specify a ceiling for the acceleration, the leaning is not going to work at all. And lastly, we have auto center roll strength. If we set this to 1, it's constantly recentering the bike to 0 roll, which is natural for a motorbike. With these parameters, we can control the whole leaning behavior of the motorbike. Very good. Let's move on and talk about the suspension. Let me show you what problems we have now. First, our sport bike has a very plushy and soft suspension. This is a correct behavior for an off-road vehicle, not the sport bike. Second, if we lift it up, the suspension travel amount is very huge, and there is an unreasonable distance between the lower legs and the top tube in the front end. The first and most important factor which affects the suspension system is the mass of the vehicle. Before doing anything to the suspension, let's set the mass to the correct value. You can see it's set to 1500 kilograms. This mass is suitable for a car, not a motorbike. I've searched for the weight of this sport bike. It's about 200 kilograms. Now let's see what happens in the simulation. First, you can see the spring is too strong for this vehicle, and the wrong travel amount is more obvious than before. Let's start by tuning the front suspension. Let's open up the front wheel class and find suspension section. In order to shorten the travel amount downwards, we need to change suspension max drop. I've tried some numbers here and I found 0.2 is the best value here, and the result is this. Now the upper tube is at the top of the lower leg and it's not going to go further. I should mention, when you compress the front fork, you can see a black circle around the upper tube. That's the slide bushing. That should be part of the upper tube, not the lower leg. And that's my fault. But that could be easily fixed inside Blender. Alright. Next, we need to weaken the front spring by lowering the spring rate. I'm gonna set it to 200, which is going to look like this. Also, set spring preload to 0. This acts as pre-compression. We can use this to increase the ride height, which we don't want on a motorbike. Alright, these are going to be enough for our suspension. Let's also apply these to the back wheel. For the back wheel, set suspension max drop to 5. This puts the shock absorber spring in a more natural position. Spring rate to 200 and preload to 0. This is what it looks like after the tuning. Now the next issue is, when the sport bike is leaning, the front wheel goes through the ground. Chaos Vehicle system detects the ground using a raycasting method. Let me show you what's exactly happening by putting two commands in the console. First, we enable the debug for the Chaos Vehicle, then draw the physics shapes using this command. Now, on bike leaning, if we look at it from the side view, compare the shape for the front and back wheel. The front shape is not at the same level as the back wheel. Why is this happening? Let's open up the front wheel blueprint. You can see the sweep shape is set to raycast. Because of the leaning and having two separate wheels for the front, one is physics wheel and one is visual wheel, the raycast sweep shape is not suitable for this situation. If we change the shape to sphere cast, it will move the sphere shape around and will fix the issue. And both shapes are at the same level when leaning. Very good. There is an obvious problem going on. If you look at the rear wheel, it's like there is no friction between the tire and the ground. The wheel is spinning almost independently. To fix this, let's open up the rear wheel. We need to increase the friction force multiplier. Rear wheel friction should be more than front wheel. Let's set it to 8 and set the front to 4. You can see it's much better now. The wheel is still spinning in the place, but this time it's not our friction. When I was setting up this motorcycle, I add one key to the torque curve and set it to 1, which means at all times the bike is using its maximum torque, and that's not the natural behavior of a vehicle. Before going for the engine, you can see this terrible looking motion blur which is being applied to the wheels. For this project, I'm gonna turn off the motion blur entirely using this command. This way, wheels spinning looks much better. Alright, I have a separate video about tuning the transmission and the engine. You can refer to this video if you want the complete explanation, but now I'm just going to put the numbers in. Search for RPM, change these 4 values to these. Now search for ratio, change the final and gear ratios like this. Gear change time is very low on the sport bike, change it to 0.05. Change the maximum torque to 115, and this is going to be our torque curve. By the way, I've also prepared a Medium article where you can find all these values, curves, and detailed explanation for these settings. If you want to understand the numbers behind the tuning, make sure to check it out. Now, with these tunings, the engine and transmission is going to behave more naturally. In the next step, we're going to tune the handling system on the motorbike. I added the default vehicle template from Unreal Engine to only use this scene to show you the steering changes. Right now, the steering feels very sharp. The sport bike itself in real life has a very low range of steering. It's even tighter on higher speeds. So this sudden sharp steering doesn't feel right. Let's open up the front wheel blueprint. In wheel setup section, there is a max steering angle. 50 degrees is too much for a sport bike. Let's decrease this to 15 degrees. Next, on vehicle movement component, search for steer. Right now, the steering type is set to angle ratio. Since we're building a motorcycle, it's better to change the steering type to single angle. Unlike a car, a motorcycle only has 2 steering wheels. So, both wheels don't need different steering angles. Single angle gives us the correct steering behavior for a bike. Next, we need to set up a better steering curve. On this coordinate system, horizontal line is speed mile per hour and the vertical line is normalized steering value. As the vehicle gains more speed, we should lower the steering output. I'm gonna make an external curve and set it to this steering curve. The curve values are available in the Medium article that I've mentioned earlier. The link is available in the description. Very well. Next, on steering input rate, change the rise rate to 8 and fall rate to 10. These values control how quickly the steering angle changes. Rise rate determines how fast the steering responds when you start turning, while fall rate controls how quickly it returns when you release the input. I'm setting the rise rate to 8 to give the bike a smooth but responsive turn in. It reacts quickly enough to feel like a sport bike without becoming twitchy. For fall rate, I'm using 10. This allows the steering to return to center a little faster, making the bike feel more stable and ready for the next steering input. Here is what it's going to look like after the tuning. Now the steering doesn't feel sharp and it gets weaker as the speed goes up. And that's it for the steering part. I hope this video was useful to you. Please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.